is up, guys, and welcome to another edition of Market Marauders, beating the market one trade at a time. For you, the Market Marauders investment channel helps you to find the best deals in the market. If that's something you're interested in, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Definitely helps the YouTube algorithm promote the videos. So it is a fantastic day. News just came out. Tesla is officially going to be on the S&P 500. Major news, I know, for everybody in the financial community. Tesla being one of the, I guess, most sought after stocks out there. Definitely one of the stocks that every investor, in my opinion, millennial, non-millennial, out there tries to put in their portfolio. The stock that I personally have made the most money from throughout my trading career. So, going to the article on here. Click on it and it says Tesla stocks jump after car makers addition to the S&P 500. So if you remember, you've been following Tesla. Tesla has basically said, I know a long time ago they were talking about being added to the S&P 500, and that was, people were thinking that was going to be before Battery Day. Didn't happen before Battery Day. It actually happened now. So it's kind of been sideways and stagnant until this news came out. I know a lot of people weren't even thinking about it. It's kind of off a lot of people's radar. But it says S&P 500, S&P Dow Jones indices announced on Monday today that Tesla will join the S&P 500 effective prior to trading on Monday, December 21st. Upon entry, Tesla is already one of the S&P 500's 10 most valuable companies based on the Monday closing price. Tesla was snubbed in September, which we talked about earlier, after the Met criteria, but did not get included. So if we look at the action on Tesla, we could see Tesla had kind of been on a lull for quite a while. They fell all the way from 452.50, and then came all the way down here to where they're currently at. But if we look, the 452.50 was the line that they currently were at before the fall. After hours, it's already gone up $53.72 to $461.81. So, it's after hours, it's gone up, pretty tremendously. And I think once this news continues to spread, once more people figure it out, I know a lot of the financial YouTubers are probably going to be like, talking about this as time goes on. So, if we look at the levels, let's go back to the day time interval. We can see on here that it was at 502. So 502 is that top end range. Now, bear in mind, they did have their reverse split. So this top end range right here at 502, that's the one I'm going to be looking for them to continue their growth. And, back in September, it has basically fallen off, but I think it will continue to shoot up based on this news. Now, in other news today, just big market moves. Moderna announced that they had a 94.3 efficacy or effective vaccine. So that was really good news. The stock shot up like crazy based on that news as well. If we see on here, it shot up to like 105. Let's go to the 30-minute chart. If we look at the 30-minute chart, it went up to about 150. So pretty high number where it shot up at. So those two I would definitely keep my eyes out on. Keep my eyes out on Moderna for tomorrow's price movement, as well as Tesla. Tesla's definitely going to shoot up like a rocket. It is the most volatile stock, I would have to say, on the stock market. And you got to also think, with the inclusion of the S&P 500, that's how a lot of big organizations basically pick their funds. So they pick and choose different stocks from the S&P 500, and Tesla being put into the S&P 500 is not a small company. So it's going to move a lot of other companies out of the way, and to me kind of solidifies them as a more serious company When it comes to millennial investors like myself, we already know basically the value of Tesla. If you don't own a Tesla, you know somebody who owns one, or you have heard about Tesla before. But to me, when it comes to like older money or older investors, I think they go, more based on what the whole fundamentals of the market are doing. So, not saying that millennials are more emotional traders than other people, but I'm just saying that it seems to be when it comes to new technology, most millennial investors understand it doesn't take much convincing for us to know that Tesla is a good car. So also, look at Pfizer. I would say, even though Pfizer's going down, I would still say Pfizer and Moderna are two that I'm still going to be looking at. Moderna, with their news that they came out today, was fantastic for the whole market. I think it will continue to go up just a little bit. I think it may fall off after this news came out. But now the two catalysts that we're looking for Moderna and Pfizer is going to be that FDA approval. So at the current moment, there are no vaccines that are approved by the FDA. So, if you're reading something and you're like, is the FDA already approved something? No, the FDA has not approved any vaccine. So there's no vaccine that's approved by the FDA. Pfizer and Moderna have given their efficacy, but there's still a process that has to go along with that. So Moderna, after they gave their efficacy, they're going to look into it to consider it. I kind of saw this coming. I think Moderna and Pfizer are going to be the two main ones. I really don't think the Johnson & Johnson or AstraZeneca one will be considered until later on. But I think the way the market is moving, they're going to try to push these two out pretty quickly. When I watched the speech today from President-elect Biden, he was basically talking about, these two vaccines being the two main ones, and saying that a timeline of January 20th, when he will potentially be inducted, will be too late of a time to begin trying to get these out. So it seems like the administration is trying to get, these passed and these out as fast as possible, especially, the Moderna one being higher efficacy than the Pfizer one. But I think both of those two will be the two main ones that go to market. So then after that, the next catalyst is going to be distribution, how these actual vaccines can be distributed throughout the public, or who is the first priority to have one. When asked, President-elect Biden said that he would take a vaccine if Dr. Fauci said, that it was A-okay. So it seems like, it's moving away from the political side of it and more into the scientific side of it with these efficacy numbers. Now, these three, in my opinion, are going to be the top three that I would say everyone's going to be looking at for this week. Tesla, Moderna, and Pfizer. And Neo also, I saw a very good buying opportunity for Neo today. It was down for a little bit, and then it went up slightly a little bit more. So it went down today, went to like 40.55, or I don't think it went all the way down there. It went down earlier. It started off on a low, but then it went back up just a little bit. I think Neo still definitely has the potential to go up even more. Tomorrow, they're going to have their earnings call, so make sure you check that out on the community tab. Neo's going to have their earnings call tomorrow, as well as Walmart and Home Depot. So let's look at Walmart and see how they perform today. Usually stocks, in my opinion, rally before their earnings. So it seems like Walmart rallied quite a bit before their earnings, which I expected. And then Home Depot, let's look at them. They have their earnings tomorrow as well. And I would suspect that they probably rallied a little bit before their earnings as well. So yeah, if we look at the candlestick pattern on here, we can see the stock kind of shot up some right towards the end of the market. It kind of shot up before the market as well, hitting that 281.27. So I would say 281.27 is probably a resistance for Home Depot, considering that right here they hit that level, and then here they're on their way back up to that level. So if they could pass that 281.27 level tomorrow, after the earnings or before the earnings, then I think they're going to break out and potentially go up even higher. So the next level I would look for after that would be this 289 even mark. So I would say between this level right here of the let's go back to it, this 281 between 289 was definitely going to be a level to look at, especially if you're options trading. I would definitely look at that level and look to see if it breaks through this 281 level. So from 281.27 to 289, you could take advantage of that volatility, and then go and price your options accordingly. But the major news being that Tesla is now in the S&P 500. So $53.72 after hours. Definitely going to shoot up even more tomorrow, in my opinion, because this is the news that most investors have been waiting for. So I'm definitely interested to see. These options were a little too rich for me. So I was not able to jump in. I have had options in the past on Tesla, and made quite a bit. So I don't doubt the volatility of Tesla, or how fast the stock can move up. But it seems like there's a trend that I think everybody should watch out for. Is after they have these huge run-ups, they also have a huge fall off as well. So if I get my chart under control, we see right here they have a lull, they have a huge run up, and then they have a lull, they have another huge run up, and then a huge fall off. So last time, I was able to take advantage of, a lull, then a huge run up, and then another huge run up to a peak. And then, I was able to take advantage of that, definitely cash in, get some good profits from my options. But what I should have done to take advantage of this even more is to price in some puts. So another thing, people believe stocks always go up, which they seem to do, but they do fall down as well. And I'm kind of, hitting myself for not being able to take advantage of this section right here where it fell off. Excuse me. So it fell from about 869.82 all the way down to 705. So that is a pretty large fall. And, if you had a put, you would have definitely been able to get quite a bit of money if you took advantage of that. So, that seems to be the trend of Tesla as a whole, going sideways for a while, running up, going sideways, running up. And I think the run-up parts are what people try to take advantage of, like this huge run-up right here, where it went to around 750, all the way down from 446. And this is, in a certain span of time. So if we look, it's from about the 3rd, the run-up happened to about the 15th. So the 3rd through the 15th, we have that 12-day span where it has that run-up, and then it goes sideways. Let's look at the other span where it ran up from the 24th all the way until the 30th. So that's a 6-day run up. And then when it fell off, in the matter of like 2 days. So the run ups are like 12-day long to 6-day long. And the fall off seemed to be about a 2-day long time period. So last time, I tried to take advantage of the run up. So this time I'll probably try to take advantage of the fall off. So we all know that the stock's going to run up after this news. People are going to buy. FOMO is definitely going to set in. Everybody's going to have FOMO based on this one. They're going to be like, oh, I want to get into Tesla. I want to get in Tesla. Now's the best time to buy Tesla. In my opinion, the whole EV market in general has just been doing fantastic. So if we look right here, we can see they fell down to 383. And then this is the 30th, the 2nd. So you got 30th, 31st, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, ninth. So that's that time period right there where it's ran up. And then you see the fall off where it almost got back to the level where it was at. That only took from the ninth to about the 10th. So 2 day period fall off and about a week's worth or a week and a half worth of run up. So that's basically the way Tesla performs just as a whole. So I would see if you could take advantage of that. So that's what I'm going to try to take advantage of. Understanding that, once it goes up, they have that saying, be fearful when people are greedy and be greedy when people are fearful. This is basically, how that works. So, as people are being greedy, you're fearful. I would be out. These options would be too rich. People will be buying just, to price in premium just to oversell it because it's Tesla. But then people wouldn't be expecting for it to fall off. I wasn't, when I had my options, I definitely didn't expect it to fall off. There were many days where it fluctuated quite a bit. I just thought it was going to continue to go up forever. But that was definitely a lesson learned that I learned from that one, is that, when you have good profits, make sure you take them. And it's still a lesson I'm trying to learn now. Not perfect when it comes to trading. There are plenty of times where I'm like, man, I should have took profits. But, it's all a learning lesson. The one thing that I have to say for everybody out there trading or who's watching this video is that, when you learn the fundamentals, majority of the time your fundamentals are right. So you'll see a stock and be like, okay, well, is this going to, perform the way that I think it's going to perform? And most times it does. So like 9 times out of 10, it will perform the way you think it does. But the taking profits part, to me, is still a learning lesson. And it has been for a couple people I talked to of like, when do I take profits? Because everyone believes that, this stock is the next big one. This is the one, the big fish in the pond. I got the giant, monster fish, the trophy fish that I'm going to be able to hang up and tell everybody about. But every stock isn't that. So make sure you take profits when you can. Make sure you also use your risk management, which means if something is going down and, you're just continuing to lose money on it, just cut your losses. That's one lesson I had to learn as well too, is to just cut your losses. Sometimes you may get into a trade where you're like, you may hear somebody talk about it, but it may not be the trade for you, or you may not even know what the company is. There have been plenty of trades where I'm like, I'll see something and be like, oh, I'm gonna jump in this trade. I'm gonna try to make some money real quick and not even know the fundamentals on what's going on. But when it comes to Tesla, I think I've kind of figured out the fundamentals on this one. The week long or week and a half long run up, and then the fall off, that is like the 2 day fall off, I think is the best way to treat this one. So with that being said, starting from today, you're going to have a massive run up. It could be a 6-day run up. It could be a 7-day run up. It can be a 15-day run up. But eventually it's going to fall back down. So look at the levels that it's at now, which is 408.09. And then the lower level, which is 379.11. And then, plan your entry and exit accordingly. So, some people will go and, do a credit spread or debit spread. I don't do any of those. I just do the calls and the puts. But that's just me. That's just my trading style. If you're doing options, you could do whatever. Or if you're just a value investor and you think, hey, Tesla's going to go up, I just want to buy some Tesla to hold on to it because, it's an S&P 500 and it's just going to continue to go up from there. That's always, a good way to invest as well. So, even though there's some people out there who do day trading, I kind of do both. I like doing value investing and I like doing the day trading. The day trading portion, of course, is more fun. But, the slow and steady version always, helps out in the long term. And buy the dip. That's what people say, buy the dip. So it's been in a dip, but I don't think people have been buying. People started buying now. So definitely going to be looking to see where this is tomorrow. Also with mRNA or Moderna, definitely going to be seeing where this is tomorrow as well, because it is so high at this current moment. I do definitely believe that FDA approval will come from this one, but I do believe that some of the people who were invested in this one would rather prefer to have Tesla. So I think there may be a sell-off in this one, and people may jump over into Tesla just to have Tesla because it's so volatile. Now, definitely gonna be looking for FDA approval for this. So definitely gonna be looking for that in the future. So let me go over some of the other stocks that are going to be giving their earnings this week. So first, on Wednesday, we're going to have Target, and then NVIDIA is going to be on Wednesday as well. They have their earnings. And then, let's see, Lowe's is going to have their earnings on Wednesday as well. So let's jump into those three. Why can I not add this? Let's see. Add to watch list. Okay. So going with Target first. Target's been on a pretty big run up. Their earnings is going to be on Wednesday. I know from watching the presidential or president-elect press conference today with Biden, he was basically talking to the CEO of Target. So there was one little CNBC snippet where they explained who he was talking to, and the CEO of Target is one of the people he was talking to. He was talking about a minimum wage, an increase in the minimum wage to $15 an hour, but definitely talking to a company like Target. With the president having his eyes on this company, I think it's just going to help them continue to grow if they're, on plan to do the things that he's proposing in his, potential plans for labor in the economy. So, also they have, partnered with Ulta Beauty to have Ulta Beauty section into their store. So I think that was a pretty big move from Target as well. I expect their earnings to be good. Numbers I'm looking for is online sales because people aren't going to the stores as much. But Target is kind of one of those weird stores that like people go in and buy groceries, but then they also buy like clothes and beauty stuff. So, Target, I would kind of have to put in the same category as a Walmart, in the way that they are kind of outfitted. NVIDIA has been doing pretty good as well. I'm looking for NVIDIA to go back up. They're bearish at the time of this video, so I'll be looking for them to go back up. And then Lowe's, I think Lowe's, fantastic company. It looks like they are starting to become bullish. So it looks like they're rallying, getting close to their earnings. Lowe's, I think, is a fantastic company. They support veterans, which I think is awesome. So I'm expecting Lowe's to have a good earnings as well. So the next three that are going to be on Thursday, you got Macy's, then you got Ross, which is going to be on Thursday, and you got Workday, which is what I have on the board, which is WDAY. So adding these three to the watch list. First, we're going to talk about Macy's. Macy's is bullish. They've started to run up, kind of rallying before their earnings. Definitely going to be looking at sales numbers, online numbers for the company as a whole. Definitely looking at those. You got Ross, which is bullish as well. Looks to be running up before their earnings. I think with the holiday season going on, I don't think Ross has an online section, so I wouldn't be looking for online numbers. I'll be looking for sales numbers, but definitely Macy's, looking for online order numbers from them to see how they perform. And then Workday has just been, pretty good overall, bullish as well. I think Workday is one of those companies that's kind of overlooked. So, I mean, more power for the people who know about what Workday is and what they do. But I think Workday will continue to be bullish because I like what the company does. I think it's a pretty cool background in the company. Drop a comment in the section. Tell me what stocks you guys are looking at. As you know, we'll all be looking at Tesla tomorrow. We'll be looking at Moderna as well. Those are the two main ones that I think the whole market is going to look for. But I don't think it's going to pull up the market, if that makes sense. I don't think those two are going to pull up the market. So, those people out there who are going and saying, I guess, those YOLO investors who are like, I'm going to buy a bunch of SPY calls because Tesla's going to be in SPY. That's not the way that it works. So don't do that. Don't go out and buy a bunch of SPY calls because Tesla's going to be in the S&P 500. That is a great way to lose your money because it's not going to be entered in until December 21st. So on December 21st, Tesla's going to be put into the S&P 500. So don't go and run and put your money into the S&P 500 and be like, I want to be smarter. I'm going to outsmart everyone investing. I'm going to throw my money into SPY calls. Yeah, that's not how it works. The market will rebalance itself, and SPY will definitely rebalance itself as well once it's put into the S&P 500, but that's not going to be until the 21st of December. Just likewise, Moderna and Pfizer. I know a lot of people are like, is now the right time to buy Moderna or is now the right time to buy Pfizer? I think they'll both go up with FDA approval. I think that's still a big catalyst. I think a lot of your hospitality stocks like your American Airlines, Carnival Cruise Lines, Wyndham Hotels, Marriott Hotels, all the hotels and cruise lines and all those different companies are basically waiting for a vaccine. We also, the market shot up once we got the efficacy from Pfizer. And it seems like once we got the efficacy from Moderna, it kind of wasn't as hype as the Pfizer news, in my personal opinion. But having two candidates is good for the market overall. I think what will definitely push the market is once there is an approval by the FDA of both of these or one of these vaccines. So I think that will be the next catalyst for the market as a whole. And I think the entire market will go up once these vaccines are approved. So approval is definitely the next catalyst that I'm looking for Moderna and for Pfizer. And after approval comes out, then you'll see your airlines, your hotels, and other stocks like that going out. And it seems like that's a priority for the current president-elect. And we're just going to see a plan on distribution for that. NEO, definitely going to be looking for them to continue to go up. Also in the EV space, we got Workhorse. Now, Workhorse still, one of the catalysts that everybody's talking about for Workhorse is their potential deal with USPS. But I think, if I want to be honest about it, I think it's kind of a no-brainer that deal is going to happen. Now, people may be saying that's a reach, but given a Biden candidacy and that they're, talking about converting to electric, going green, you have a company that has a deal on the table to convert the United States Postal Service, fleet to electric. I couldn't see why that wouldn't be back on the table with a Biden presidency. I think it's just a matter of time for that to actually happen. I don't think it's priced in because I think people are like, it may happen, it may not happen. There seems to be a lot of uncertainty about people buying it and it rallying up and then it's going sideways and it rallies up and it goes back down and goes sideways again. To me, that looks like uncertainty. It doesn't look like, people know what's going to happen, with the stock. To me, what looks like people know is going to happen is this, when the stock shoots up $53 in one day. But, if you're trying to jump in once the news comes out, it's kind of too late. So sometimes, people do the buy the rumor and sell the news sort of thing. But, buying the rumor I think is kind of outdated on this one because the rumor has been around for so long. It was a whole different presidency when this rumor came out. I think it's going to rally back up after the fact, once that news actually comes out or if it does come out. Another one that has kind of had a rise to power is Xpeng Incorporated, another Chinese car manufacturer in the EV space. They're still bullish. Ran up all the way to 51.22. Ran sideways today, but still bullish overall. So in the EV sector, to me, is still red hot. A lot of good deals to be made in the EV sector. I think they're going to continue to go up, especially once the president-elect gets in the office and they start talking about these different trade deals with China and other countries. I know that's got to be on the table as one of the topics or talking points of the country as a whole. So if that's said, then I could see an Xpeng dealership or a potential Neo dealership being in the United States and them selling cars and being very competitive with a company like Tesla, especially if there are government incentives to do so. So, seeing industry continue to boom in the EV world, I think it's not going to be the end of that. Even with the workhorse potential coming out. So timeline for, I guess, everything as a whole is to see, approval of the vaccines, which I think will boost the economy. People be positive about that. That we'll have a solid plan forward for the country. I think SPY is going to go up. I think the market's going to rally as a whole. Then we'll have, Tesla being thrown into the S&P 500. That's going to be a pretty big move for the S&P 500 in general, since, the company is worth so much. They have so much capital and, investors really like it. They have a lot of money. They got a bunch of money from doing that stock split. So don't think that Tesla, doesn't have a high market cap. Their market cap is pretty significantly high. So I would say look for them, to be added to the S&P 500. And then after that, I would say look for the other companies like the hospitalities to go and start to rally back up after the vaccine news as well. So EVs and hospitalities, I think, are going to have a pretty significant 2021, as well as some of those other companies that are in the energy sector. So you got your Plug Powers. So we're going to go and add Plug Power. They ended the day at $23.95. They are still bullish. So I would look at your Plug Powers. You also got a company like Fuel Cell or Fuel Cell Energy. I would say look at this company as well. Keep them on your radar, especially, clean energy wise. It seems to be that they are very bullish at the current moment. So that may be one to look at for tomorrow for a breakout for early morning movement. After hours, they went up 38 more cents to end at $4.13. So I would definitely look at Fuel Cell tomorrow for an early morning mover, especially with all things going on. And they're only $4.13. So the time of this video, they're still considered a penny stock. So this, to me, reminds me of what Plug Power was before they had their run up. So Plug Power wasn't always this $25 stock. They were, I remember doing videos about them when they were like dirt cheap. So I think Fuel Cell Energy definitely has the power to be the same as a Plug Power. They're in the similar sort of niche. So Fuel Cell, I think definitely has the potential to go all the way up to that 25 number. So, you get in at $4 and it goes all the way up to 25, then, you're able to solidify those profits and you got in on a good one. Another one that I've seen that has been going up that I hate that I sold, but I was day trading it today. Got a nice little profit off of it. I was happy about it, but I should have kept it because it kept going up. Is CBAT. I bought it like $8 today, and it just kept going up to 1140. So CBAT, definitely look at them. They have been on a pretty bullish uptrend. So make sure you go look at them tomorrow as well. I think they're going to be an early morning mover. It looks like after hours they went up even more, 19 more cents. So definitely keep those on your radar. Fuel cell, Plug Power, and this CBAT or CBAC Energy Tech. Look at that one for tomorrow. So the whole EV world, renewable energy space, definitely look at all those for movers tomorrow, as well as having Tesla going to move. But I know everyone can't afford Tesla because it's not cheap at all. As well as Moderna, everyone can't afford Moderna. It's not cheap either. Pfizer is not cheap. It's the cheapest of those three. So, for me, I like to find deals. So I'll probably go look at a fuel cell energy, see if I could jump in one of those and, get a little bit of profits from that. I think it'll definitely help, anybody's account if you're able to jump in on that. And you may say, when do you take profits? Rule of thumb on some of those is to take profits at 20%. So you'll let it run up 20%, which is what I did today with CBAT. But, sometimes it runs up even more. So, don't get caught with FOMO. If you're able to lock in profits on that, it's always a good thing, because the other alternative is you lose money. So you don't want to lose money on these. You just want to make sure you're in the right sector, that you're looking at the right stock. But I think fuel cell is definitely, pretty good as far as, going up. And they definitely remind me of Plug Power before they made their breakout. So, yeah. Going back to the list, we got Tesla, which I think definitely is going to break out tomorrow. Ended the day at plus $53.72, which is a ridiculous number. After hours, 13.616%. That's crazy numbers. And I think that's just the beginning of that. Pre-market tomorrow is going to be even crazier. Moderna, I don't think people were as excited about their vaccine news as the Pfizer one. But I do think once the FDA approves either the Pfizer one, the Moderna one, or both, then we're definitely going to see both those companies shoot up and then look for their campaigns on distribution. NEO in the EV world seems to be running sideways, but tomorrow they have their earnings, so hopefully we'll get some more numbers and get some financials. For me, I do like the financials. I like the numbers to see what's going on financially with the company and strategic plan for them moving forward. Walmart also has their earnings tomorrow, seem to run up today ahead of that earnings. We got Home Depot has their earnings tomorrow as well. Seem to be a little bit bullish on that. If we see it starts to curl up, starting to curl up before their earnings. So I will look for them for an early morning mover, especially since their earnings is tomorrow. Target, I would say, it's going to continue to go up, especially since their CEO was in talks with President-elect Biden today. I would definitely say Target's going to go up. Their deal with Ulta, adding the Ulta beauty sections into their stores, I think it was a very good strategic move for them. So I would say, look for them to continue to go up. Their earnings is going to be on Wednesday. I would also look for their online sales numbers as well, even though people go in their store and buy stuff. Then going to look at NVIDIA. Hopefully NVIDIA can pull back through. Seems like they ended on a positive note, going up 81 cents. So I'm going to definitely look for them. See if they can beat this resistance line right here at 544.69, which is purple line. So if they can break through that, I would say, yeah, they're going to be bullish. Lows, I would say, has broken through. So just waiting for this moving average 10 line to finally show breaking through this moving average 100 line. So, once it breaks through that, which I'm pretty sure it has, moving average 10 is 160.88. Moving average 100 is 160.76. So, yeah, it broke through. So it is bullish. So I'll definitely look for them to continue to go up tomorrow. Macy's is definitely one I'm looking at as well. Going to look at their online numbers. So for me, because, I'm cheap, I'm probably going to see if I can jump in on Macy's and jump in on Fuel Cell because those are the two cheapest ones on this list. being at $8.02 at $3.74. We got Ross, which is bullish as well. Their earnings is on Thursday, as well as Macy's. You got Workday on here, which earnings is going to be on Thursday as well. So look for them as well. Then you got the EV space. EVs in general have been just doing well in the end of 2020. So I would look for them to continue to go up as we end or get closer to the end of 2020 and start being the main focus of 2021. You got XPeng going to be as bullish as well. I would definitely look for them to continue moving. After hours, they actually went up $2.41. So pretty good movement from them. Plug Power, definitely going to be looking at them. They seem to be kind of stagnant at the current moment. So to me, they don't really seem like they're going up too much. But if we look at the chart and expand it, we can see overall they have been doing pretty good. And I think they're going to be one of the main focuses of this new Biden campaign. Fuel Cell as well. Probably be jumping into this one because it's cheap. It seems to be running up at the current moment at $4.13. Definitely something that I can afford myself, so I'll definitely be jumping in on that one. And then we got CBAT or CBAC Energy Tech, which has began to run up as well. So I would definitely look at this one tomorrow. So good luck to everybody out there trading. If you're able to jump in Tesla, then good luck to you. It's definitely gonna be a roller coaster ride on that one. But remember what I said. It definitely has its waves where it goes. It has its run up for about 10 to 12 or 6 to 12 days, and then it falls off in like 2 days. I think it's a pretty cyclical pattern that it does. So I think it's going to continue with that pattern. So just, take cautions. That's a lot of money to be putting out there on something like that. So, if, you're not sure, you're unsure, it doesn't hurt to, sit this one out and just look and see what happens. Potentially start a paper trading account and just try to trade this one with paper trading. I know people are like, oh, that's FOMO, or if you're not using real money, it's not real. That's BS in my opinion. You would rather, learn your fundamentals so you don't, try to jump in and do it just blindly. So the rule of thumb that I have is you're going to pay for it one way or another. So you're either going to pay for it with time that you invest on learning the fundamentals and how to trade, or you're going to pay for it monetarily by making garbage trades and losing all your money, and then eventually learning how to do it. So it's just up to you on which way you want to do it, but either way you're going to pay for it. So I think the best way is to go and try to learn the fundamentals. Just watch it and write the number down, and then try to trade that way. But good luck to everybody out there trading. I hope everybody has a fantastic rest of the week. I'll try to give some more updates on what's going on because there's so many market moves going on this week. But I'll try to get some more updates as they come in. So I'll see you guys next time.